Journey into comics.
Pour 360.
Journey into wrestling.
Foodies watching movies.
Adulting easy.
Podcastrophe.
Kids for Sale. Voice Survival Podcast. Crucial Tunes.
Gallifradio.
Brews with Dudes.
Dungeons with Dudes.
Subscribe to Journey into Comics Network on iTunes, Podbean, Spotify, or at journeyintocomics.com.
The following
Journey into Comics.
Journey into comics.
Journey into
There's a
comics.
Journey into Comics.
Journey into comics.
Journey into comics.
Network.
production.
Hey, this is Veronica from Foodies Watching Movies, and you're listening to the Journey into Comics Network Best of the Week show. Highlights from all the episodes on the network this week. Enjoy.
And here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Journey into Comics.
Back July of last year, Disney decided after alt-right journalists came at one James Gunn, they decided to fire James Gunn from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, remove him from projects. There was great question of what was going to happen. Will the script be used for him? What is the future going to bring? You know, who knows? So it was just like, you know, one of those moments where James Gunn getting fired was like a kick to the balls, especially for me because we just recorded JIC 200 and we were just hyping how great James Gunn was. And he's this amazing person. I think like JIC 201 under the gun. Here we are 34 episodes later, 34 weeks later. And, you know, many, many months ago, they fired James Gunn. They made an example of him. The question was, who's going to replace him? Taika Waititi, Scott Dickinson, fucking Edgar Wright. They named all these different people of who could take over. Will Sean Gunn direct the movie? And I kept saying no. You guys, here's the deal. I have been saying it since the beginning, and I want you guys to go back and listen. Listen to 201 and what some of the things I said. Listen to any episode where James Gunn gets brought up since his firing. I say every single time, you watch, he will be reinstated. His reinstatement will be happening closer to the end of the Fox Disney deal, and his reinstatement will ensure that he does return for Guardians 3 and possibly can continue working with Marvel beyond Guardians 3, right? So why am I talking about this? Because it fucking actually happened exactly how I said. Here we are. As you're listening Monday, we're 2 short days away from some really big news. We're going to talk about that in a minute as the Disney and Fox deal is set to be closing Tuesday night at midnight going into Wednesday morning. What this also means is James Gunn is back to Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Dave Bautista is not going to kill Alan Horn. We're not going to lose any members of the Guardians. They're going to keep the integrity of his story, his style, his vision is going to remain intact. There were people that doubted me. There's no way James Gunn joining Suicide Squad ensures he'll never return to Marvel. It's done. We've lost him. Blah, 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 blah. And you know what? I kept saying, no. He is going to still do Guardians 3, and they're going to make sure of it. Here's one thing, folks. When Disney decided to do business with Fox, they had to do business with some honestly pretty extreme conservative folks who have some pretty fucking narrow-minded views. So Disney said, okay, we got to play the game. This alt-right news comes out, and honestly, if they didn't handle it right, the James Gunn thing could have been the end of the Disney-Fox deal. Now, we really, really need that deal to go through so we can get the X-Men back, the Fantastic Four back. We can have all the Star Wars movies under one roof. There's all these great reasons why the Fox-Disney deal has to happen, and I know there are naysayers who are going to say 75,000 jobs are going to get taken away. Well, some of that's true, but some of those people are going to find better work and move on to better things. It's not like it's the worst thing. And some of those other people are really better off. They've made a lot of fucking money and done their thing. And, you know, the fucking second executive director of fucking marketing programming or whatever who makes $190 million a year doesn't need to anymore, you know, or whatever. So finally, we get the reinstatement of James Gunn. Finally, we're going to see him return to the MCU. I cannot wait. I will say we have to wait, though. He's still going to do Suicide Squad 2. That didn't stop. He didn't go, oh, surprise, I only said I was going to do that so I could see if I could get this back. I will say I hope the movie Suicide Squad 2 gets made. I hope that DC goes through with it. I also feel like DC has got cold feet and itchy trigger finger, and things keep fucking up for them. I think Shazam will officially seal the fate for the DCEU once and for all. That movie can soar, and get people talking about how funny and good it is and whatever it's supposed to be, great. If it fumbles, you're going to have a hard time convincing people after Shazam, because Shazam's a hard character to sell. You're going to fucking have a hard time selling them on anything else. So DC's walking a really fine line here. So James Gunn gets reinstated. He finally broke his silence on Twitter. Listen, check this out. Check this shit out. He literally, back July 19th of 2018 when he was fired, said, "Many people have followed my career. When I started my views as a provocateur, making movies, telling jokes that were outrageous and taboo. I've discussed publicly many times that I developed as a person, so is my work and my humor. It's not to say I'm better, but I am very, very different than I was a few years ago. Today I try not to root my work in love and connecting lesson. I try to root my work in love and connection and less in anger. My days saying something just because it's shocking and trying to get a reaction are over. In the past, I've apologized for the humor of mine that hurt people. I've truly felt sorry and meant every word of my apology. For the record, when I made these shocking jokes, I wasn't living them out. I know this is a weird statement to make. It seems obvious, but still here I am saying it." Anyways, that's the completely honest truth. I used to make a lot of offensive jokes. I don't anymore. I don't blame my past self for this, but I like myself more and I feel more full human being and creator today. I love you to you all. And that was July 19th, 2018, the last time James Gunn publicly spoke on Twitter until just a few days ago when he posted a screenshot with a heart. The screenshot says, "I'm tremendously grateful to every person out there who has supported me over the past few months. I'm always learning and will continue to work at being the best human being I can be. I deeply appreciate Disney's decision, and I am excited to continue making films that investigate the ties of love that bind us all. I have been and continue to be incredibly humbled by your love and support. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Love to you all." So James Gunn, man, killing it. And he's not the only one that's excited, man. People have some stuff to say. Let's get into it. Who had some stuff to say? Obviously, the stars and different directors are hyped that he has returned. We haven't yet got the official Guardians statement. They all have not came out and said how they feel that their director has returned. But I feel like it's coming. It's coming real soon. So, with news that the previous fired James Gunn had been reinstated by Disney and Marvel Studios as a director of Guardians of the Galaxy 3 bursting its way on the internet, various Marvel talent have been responding to the news. Here's what they had to say. Taika Waititi responding tongue-in-cheek, saying, "What the hell? I thought I was going to direct Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So, he's just, poking fun like, "Oh, of course I was never going to do that." Karen Gillan, who plays Nebula, actually did say something. She just said 3 words. "We are Groot." Peyton Reed, the director of Ant-Man and the Wasp, welcomed back James with a picture of James at the premiere for Ant-Man and the Wasp last year. Hollywood Reporter picture posted by the Judge Gunn, that's Sean Gunn. He just says, "I'll just leave this here." People saying, "Fuck yes." Woot woot, heart, thank God. My happy maker for the morning. Great news to wake up to. This makes me so happy. Scott Derrickson, the director of Doctor Strange, just put in "Glory, Hallelujah." And, I mean, people are fucking hyped, man. He deserves to come back. And I'm glad that he's back, and I'm glad that I've been saying that he's back, and I'm glad that I called it. I told you guys. Listen to me. That's why people listen to Journey into Comics, because I know this shit. I understand how certain things work, and I can just see the bigger picture. I know there were some naysayers who were like, "Nate, he's not coming back, man. Just let it go. Like, get over it. It's not happening." And I loved that when I think AP broke the news on our Journey into Comics Network chat, and he was like, "Somebody check on Nate to make sure he's okay." And I was like, "I'm fucking great, dude." I didn't know until I saw he posted that, but it was amazing. It was just like, oh my fucking God. Everything that I said that was going to happen has come to fruition. I cannot wait to see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I cannot wait to see the future of the MCU. Who knows what we're going to get in 2020? 2020 now is officially a giant Marvel Cinematic Universe mystery because we don't know. We know that we're getting Spider-Man at the end of this year or at the middle of this year in July. We know we're getting Endgame next. We just got Captain Marvel. But, man, I'm telling you. I'm fucking telling you. It's a great time to be alive for Marvel fans and comic book fans and movie lovers. Great injustice was done to James Gunn, and to see that right itself was definitely gratifying for sure. So, you guys, I said it, Disney's $71 billion deal to buy most of 20th Century Fox will take place on Wednesday, March 20th. The company said Tuesday morning. That was last week. It will be an event in the entertainment business, the merging of two movie studios and the end of Fox as we all know it. Staffers at 20th Century Fox are bracing for layoffs and other big changes. Disney is picking up the studio, a controlling stake in Hulu, a suite of entertainment channels like Fox and Nat Geo, and other assets. The remaining parts of 20th Century Fox will be spun off into a new company simply known as Fox. It will include Fox Broadcast Network, Fox News, and Fox Sports. This deal was proposed December 2017. Comcast tried to counter, but Disney made a much higher offer to the Murdoch family and Fox shareholders. Disney prevailed in July 2018. See, July 2018, right when what? The James Gunn story is happening. See, it's all correlated, folks, right there. Ever since then, the company has been seeking all the necessary regulatory approvals. Fox-controlled networks have been in a strange state of limbo, as Adweek put it recently. The new structure of the company, the new structure of the combined Disney Fox has been sketched out by executives, and on Tuesday, the company has detailed some of the final steps that have to happen before the deal closes. But there are still some uncertainties about cutbacks that one executive called inevitable. Analysts expect that Disney will lay off at least 5,000 people, so that's less than I said. Disney, and then and some on the Fox side, others on the Disney side, as a result of the consolidation. The company has not commented on the specific plans, but investors have been told to expect at least $2 billion in cost synergies by 2021 from operating efficiencies realized through the combination of business. On the day the deal was announced, the White House said the merger would be good for workers. I know the president spoke to Rupert Murdoch earlier today and congratulated him on the deal and thinks, to use one of the president's favorite words, this could be a great thing for jobs, and he's certainly looking forward to seeing a lot more of those created, a spokesperson then said. So, it seems like this is great news. Disney is going to be taking over. We're going to get the MCU at a different level. I mean, really, to have the X-Men and the Fantastic Four be able to be players, and it really opens up things, man. And I feel like this, too. I feel like Marvel has done a really good job, and you guys are going to probably disagree with me. I feel like they've actually done a really clever and good job not directly tying things to themselves yet, like the Netflix deal. Those shows are loosely in the MCU. They do connect-ish, but like there's a little bit of air of maybe they don't, and they haven't officially been confirmed. I think that's good because now if those characters don't move forward and they want to do something else with Daredevil, they can just reinvent Daredevil, put him on the big screen, or they can reinvent whoever and do whatever. And I think that's, again, Inhumans is another great example of that. So one more thing about the Fox-Disney deal. Fox shareholders are going to have to make a decision. They've made the decision. Nearly 52% of the shareholders in 21st Century Fox, the entity that is about to be acquired by Disney, have expressed a preference to receive cash in exchange for their shares after the Fox-Disney deal closes early Wednesday. 37% of shareholders said they would prefer shares in New Disney, as the Foxified company is called in official paperwork, while about 12% indicated no preference. The tallies were reported yesterday. After yesterday's deadline for shareholders to submit their choices, the company said earlier this week that the long-awaited $71.3 billion combination will become official 12:02 a.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday. So that would be 11:02 here. So Tuesday night at 11 o'clock, it's going to be official. Under the merger agreement, Fox stockholders may elect to receive $38 per share in exchange for either cash or shares of New Disney, which include 2/3 of 21st Century Fox being acquired, mainly TV and film division. Man, it is bumping in this world. It's crazy. We're getting all this. It's really cool to see how things have kind of like come together. We're seeing the end of a lot of things, the rebirth, the recreation, the coming together of things. I feel like things are mending. Like people who have been away from people, friends and people I know have been reconnecting. I feel like there's just honestly, I feel like there's something big on the horizon that's going to bring us all together. And I don't know what that is, and I hope it's a good thing and not a bad thing. But maybe it's Endgame, who knows? But I feel like we as a society are crying out to all be more together and synergetic. I don't want to go to the grocery store and feel gross that there's a guy in front of me wearing a Trump shirt and thinking about what he must think about me and my lifestyle and me as a person, And just like, man, he fucking judges me hard and doesn't even realize he judges me hard. Like, and then having to, like, just not, like, can't even look people in the eye anymore because you're just like, I don't want to offend somebody if I can just look down at my fucking phone. That's what we'll do. We'll just get distracted deeper and deeper and deeper into our telephones. I think we are all set, folks. I don't think I have any more news. You know what we'll do? I always like to do this just as a backup. We'll refresh one last time, see if any late-breaking comic book news has come down the pike. And let's see. It looks like there's nothing, guys. Nothing major. Nah. Nothing major. I will say that I need to, at some point, catch up on The Walking Dead, you guys. I know that a lot of shit's been happening. I want to compare the comics to the books, and I have one comic or two comics to read and review on here.
So I told you indictments would be this week's show, and it is. This episode is going to be on indictments. Now, none of us really have been, I hope none of my listeners have really been exposed to an indictment, but if you've been paying any attention to news lately, you know that there's been a lot of indictments in the news. So we'll talk about all of that, but before we kind of get into that, let's get into what an indictment is. Now, this is from the legaldictionary.com, so dictionary.law.com, so it's where you can search legal terms if you don't familiar, and if you ever in a place where you're looking at a legal document, you have to look up the words, you're probably not in the best place. So, here it is. An indictment is a charge of a felony, or a serious crime, voted by a grand jury based upon a proposed charge, witness testimony, or other evidence presented by the public prosecutor or the district attorney. To bring an indictment, the grand jury will not find guilt, but only find the probability that the crime was committed, that the accused person did it, and that he/she should be tried. District attorneys often only introduce key facts sufficient to show the probability, both to save time and to avoid revealing all the evidence. The Fifth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution provides that no person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on presentment of a grand jury. However, while grand juries are common in charging federal crimes, many states use grand juries sparingly and use the criminal complaint followed by a preliminary hearing held by a lower court judge or other magistrate who will determine whether or not the prosecutor has presented sufficient evidence that the accused has committed a felony. If the judge believes there's enough evidence, he or she will order the case sent to the appropriate court for trial. So there you go. That's very rough. So let's see what Wikipedia has to say. So this is kind of a short one. So, an indictment, this is from Wikipedia. An indictment is a criminal accusation that a person has committed a crime. In jurisdictions that use the concept of felonies, the most serious criminal offense is a felony. Jurisdictions that do not use felonies, this concept often use that of an indictable offense, an offense that requires an indictment. So, I really don't care how indictments work in other countries, because it's, to be told, it's a little different. Probably England, like the United Kingdom, that area probably is the closest. But countries that do use indictments, according to Wikipedia, is India, the United Kingdom consisting of England and Wales, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and the United States. Oh my gosh, sorry. I'm recording from the guest room, and Liz and my bird is out doing its thing, and the cat cannot handle that, so it's wanting to get in very badly. Wouldn't be a podcast on the Journey to Comics Network if there wasn't an animal somewhere around. So, now, so that's kind of what an indictment is. We know in the United States, the Fifth Amendment of the United States Constitution states that no person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime, like I said before. The requirement of indictment has not been incorporated against the states, therefore, even though the federal judge uses grand juries indictments, not all U.S. states do. If not all U.S. jurisdictions that use grand juries, prosecutors often have a choice between seeking an indictment from a grand jury and filing a charge document directly with the court. Such document is usually called an information, accusation, or complaint. To distinguish it from a grand jury indictment, to protect the suspect's due process rights in felony cases where the suspect's interest in liberty is at stake, there is usually a preliminary hearing in which the judge determines whether there was probable cause to arrest suspicion who's in custody. If the judge finds such a probable cause, he or she binds or holds over the suspect for trial. The substance of indictment or other charging instruments is usually the same regardless of the jurisdiction. It consists of a short and plain statement of where, when, and how the defendant allegedly committed the offense. Each offense, not offense. It's not football season yet. Each offense usually is set out in a separate count. Indictments for complex crimes, particularly those involving conspiracy or numerous events, may run to hundreds of pages. In other cases, however, an indictment for a serious crime as serious as murder may consist of a single sheet of paper. Indictable offenses are normally tried by jury, unless the accused waives the right to a jury trial, even though the Sixth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution mandates the right to a jury trial in any criminal prosecution. The vast majority of criminal cases in the U.S. are resolved by the plea bargaining process. And I guess there's other types of indictments, including a sealed indictment, which an indictment can be sealed so that it stays non-public until it is unsealed. This can be done for a number of reasons. It may be unsealed, for example, once the named person is arrested or has been notified by police. There's also a superseding indictment, which takes place of a previous indictment in use. So I guess if that was like a crime of more prominence, it supersedes the one that's currently on, I'm guessing. Now, in the news, there have been quite a number, and it's actually a lot of it's been in the entertainment industry. So for those of you who've taken into news, there's been 2 indictments coming out of Chicago. One coming out recently involving some some celebrities and some college mission stuff, as well as something more in the political sphere involving Netanyahu and Paul Manafort. So let's jump right in. Let's go to one that's probably the oldest one, and that involves Jussie Smollett. He's an actor on Empire. He made news a while back when he said he was jumped in Chicago by some major Trump supporters. That supposedly it was very much a hate crime, the way he described it and the way it all happened. So he's been indicted now on 16 felony counts for allegedly making false reports. So, Empire actor Jussie Smollett, who authorities say filed false reports of a crime, has been indicted on 16 felony counts by a Cook County grand jury. See, indictments need a grand jury. The indictment charges Smollett, 36, with 16 counts of disorderly conduct. Mark Geragos, one of Smollett's attorneys and a CNN legal analyst, said the actor maintains his innocence and calls the indictment prosecutorial overkill. This redundant and vindictive indictment is nothing more than a desperate attempt to make headlines, Geragos said. He remains out on bail pending arraignment Thursday. This coming Thursday, I believe. Actually, no, Friday, March 8th, last Thursday. So this is a little outdated. I have to kind of follow up and see what's more to this. Let's just, before I get into it, let's see what's going on with that arraignment. Let's see. There's nothing really new in the articles. I guess nothing really came of Thursday that I can see by searching his name on Google. So, Smollett reported to police in January that he had been attacked in Chicago in an incident that ended with a noose around his neck. Police initially investigated the case as a possible hate crime. The counts in the indictment obtained by CNN say Smollett gave statements to a Chicago police officer after the incident and to a detective. Details of some of those statements were different, the indictment says. The indictment says Smollett told police he was attacked by 2 men who used racial and homophobic slurs during an attack at 2 a.m. After police detained 2 brothers who were persons of interest in mid-February, police sources revealed that authorities suspected Smollett knew the men and allegedly had paid them $3,500 to stage the attack. The men were released without being charged. Smollett has denied any involvement in orchestrating an attack. Smollett was charged in February with felony disorderly conduct. The judge granted a $100,000 bail and Smollett paid a $10,000 bond. I think usually you pay 10% of your bail, if I'm not mistaken. He's ordered to give up his passport and remain under supervision until his case is adjudicated. So like any other citizen, Mr. Smollett enjoys the presumption of innocence, particularly when he has been in an investigation like this one where information, both true and false, has been repeatedly leaked. Given the circumstances, we intend to conduct a thorough investigation and mount an aggressive defense, Smollett's attorney said in February. The subsection of the Illinois law states a person commits disorderly conduct when he or she knowingly transmits or causes to be transmitted any manner of any peace officer, public officer, or public employee report to the effect that an offense will be committed, is being committed, or has been committed, knowing at the time of the transmission that there is no reasonable ground for believing that the offense will be committed, is being committed, or has been committed. Gotta love legal jargon. The producers behind Empire decided to remove Smollett's character Jamal from the final 2 episodes of the season. The decision was made to avoid further disruption on set, producers said. And on Friday, the spokesman for Fox had no comment. So this is another one in the entertainment industry, and this also And speaking of Chicago, this doesn't come too far before another celebrity finds himself indicted. So R. Kelly, I Believe I Can Fly, turned himself in to Chicago police after being indicted on sexual abuse charges. Now, singer R. Kelly was placed in handcuffs as he entered a Chicago police station Friday night. This is definitely a dated article. This is dated, when was this? February 22nd, so almost a month ago. Hours after he was indicted on 10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse, a Class 2 felony involving 4 alleged victims. His attorney Steve Greenberg and Cook County State's Attorney Kim Fox succumbed to public pressure that his client is an innocent man. I think all the women are lying, Greenberg said. Kelly didn't speak to the media. Mr. Kelly is strong. He's got a lot of support. He's going to be vindicated of all these charges. One by one, if he has to be. Kelly's scheduled to appear in court Saturday for a bail hearing. Fox said while announcing the charges arraignment is set for March 8th. So, I wonder if actually he's been arraigned yet. Let's go back to the Google machine and see what is going on with R. Kelly now. So there's any updates about... let's see. So, this is from The Source. Because I know, like, after everything went out about his indictment... to kind of get to. So let me finish this article and I'll keep going. So the charges handed up an indictment from a grand jury spanned from 1998 to 2010. Fox said it convicted Kelly faces 3 to 7 years in prison for each count. Kelly's been associated with accusations of abuse, manipulation, and inappropriate encounters with girls and young women for more than 2 decades. He strongly denied these accusations. The indictments accused Kelly of sexual acts with 3 children older than 13 but younger than 17. There's no age range listed for one of the alleged victims. The charges say Kelly used force or the threat of force. Homeland Security investigation is involved in the investigation of Kelly, and U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement officials said the official did not provide any detail. The news was first reported by The New Yorker. So, there was also a newly discovered video. A grand jury was convened in Cook County, Illinois earlier this month in connection with a new allegation against Kelly, 2 sources close to the case told CNN. They came on the heels of attorney Michael Avenatti announcing he had handed over the state's attorney's office videotape that he said no one showed Kelly having sex with an underage girl. The tape leaves no question as to whether R. Kelly is guilty of multiple sexual illegal acts against a 14-year-old girl, he told reporters Friday. Said Fox's investigation was very thorough, dedicated, and methodical. Greenberg told CNN earlier this month he had not been notified of a grand jury. After being asked about the new tape, he has separated he and his colleagues were unaware of the new information involving Kelly. CNN has seen the VHS tape that appears to show Kelly having sex with a girl who refers to her body parts as 14 years old. Kelly's attorney has said he has not seen the video. We deal with it in court, Greenberg said. The newly unearthed footage, which lasts 42 minutes and 45 seconds, is clear and explicit. What is on the video mirrors some of the alleged acts for which Kelly was arrested in a child pornography case in 2002, when he was 35 and then acquitted 6 years later. He's been sued by multiple women accusing him of having sex with them when they were underage. Most cases, with the exception of the trial where he was acquitted, had been settled out of court. And while it was one of the most sexual R&B acts in history, there have been a growing movement against him, including the Mute R. Kelly campaign to stop his music being played. In July 2017, BuzzFeed published an explosive article outlining allegations that Kelly was holding a group of adult women against their will as a part of what some other parents said was a cult. Jocelyn Savage, one of the young women, denied those claims and asked her parents via a video shared with TMZ to stop speaking out about her relationship with Kelly. In January, the release of a docuseries called Surviving R. Kelly on Lifetime television helped boost the public campaign against him. In that series, women that said they were kept in abusive sexual relationships. Greenberg said the women accused the singer have financial motivations. Everybody's trying to profit off R. Kelly, he said. So, that's kind of what we know about that. But apparently, as of now, as of an article from today, singer R. Kelly publicist speaks out again about his client's mental state following his infamous interview with CBS's Gayle King, which he believed helped his client tremendously. Kelly's publicist, Daryl Johnson, said the singer spent his days singing gospel music in his Trump Tower apartment talking about his mama. Johnson also shares he likes to look out his window at those 5 big M's hovering over the 5 McDonald's restaurants he can see from his apartment. That's his heart. It's kind of odd. Oddly enough, the singer has been accused of recruiting girls at the infamous fast food restaurant. Those huge McDonald's M reminds him of his mom because that's where they would go to eat when he was poor. He continued, he's talking about his mama all the time, and having a view of one of those McDonald's nearby at 600 North Clark Street in Chicago, obviously, makes him feel good. Nothing perverted or bad. He smokes cigars and drinks a lot of Dunkin' Donuts coffee, but he leads a rather dull life these days. So yeah, who knows what's going to come of this, but that's R. Kelly for you. I remember that one, I believe that was him who made that video where it was like that long video series about, was it Trapped in a Closet or... Yeah, I think there was something like that. It was like that long video series that was very unusual. Okay, so now, before we get into kind of some political stuff, this is something that's, I think, the biggest news of the past week or so, and that involves the full indictment charging actors, CEOs, and others in a nationwide college admission scheme. So prosecutors call it a conspiracy nationwide in scope. Dozens of parents, sports coaches, and college prep executives have been indicted for trying to get students into prestigious colleges. So we have a list of those who have been charged.
Red meat, we crave sustenance.
Guys, we are not invading my aunt.
You met us in Indianapolis on Friday, dude.
Yes.
How was the drive?
Well, the drive to from where I'm at, which is near, let's just say Champaign, Illinois, to Indy, that was about an hour-ish drive. Nothing crazy.
So that's
Everything
not too
was
bad.
fine. It was honestly, and I think we will all agree on this, it was the drive from Indy to here, Chicago area, that was at like what, 5 in the for 4?
Yeah, we'll get into
my
that.
God,
Yeah, we'll definitely get into that in a
was
second. But
a long night.
yeah, it was crazy because we were playing in Indy, so we did the show. That'll probably be more heavily recapped on Monday's JIC that I haven't yet recorded, but you've already heard if you're a listener of all the shows. It's fucking weird. It's weird how that works. I don't like it. It hurts my brain. But no, just to brief on the show, like it was a really good show and whatnot, but like we got done with the show and we were fucking hungry. And that's why we're here to talk about food. So our first food venture was to the motherfucking IHOP.
Yeah, drama.
Man,
Indie edition.
it was so good. Indie edition. I love that. Man, so we got there. And
Can I just say, I haven't been to IHOP.
No, we
in
don't.
years.
We don't frequent the IHOP.
We do not. We don't really have one close around here. The one that is close, like,
You know
it's
what's
just
funny?
off the beaten path. We never think to even go there.
I just
Right.
thought of something. We relived last weekend this weekend because we were faced with the IHOP choice last weekend at JJ Kelly's and chose not to go.
Yeah.
Ooh,
The
that's
last show we
true.
had, we're like, oh man, we want some motherfucking breakfast.
Yeah.
And then we're
Great.
like, oh,
And we're like,
man,
but
we
we
just
also
need to go
want
home.
Pajamas.
Pajamas. Everybody had to work the next day, so we're like, fuck it, that'll be for a special day. And the
Yeah.
special day arrived, and we had motherfucking IHOP, and it was delicious.
What did you guys order? Because my order, like I looked at the menu, and you know me. It's the first thing I see that catches my eyes. What I'm always going to order because I know what the best thing on any menu is at any given time. You've said it time and time again.
Yeah, Nate's pretty good at ordering.
And I just they had the international pancake section, and the fucking last one at the bottom was the Mexican tres leches, and I said, sold. I don't need to look at anything else. It's what I want.
And I immediately said, thank God, because I really wanted to try those, but I didn't want to order just like pancakes. I wanted
Yeah.
breakfast.
And then
Same.
as like the conversation started kind of moving along, you said something about like, well, do you guys see this like breakfast pancake combo?
Such a good deal.
What the fuck? It was the best deal. You got your choice of whatever, 2 eggs, however you liked them, either 2 bacon or sausage and hash browns, plus 2 pancakes from any of their pancakes
Any
on the
of them.
menu.
That was
What the
almost
fuck?
insane.
I felt like
Yeah.
a criminal. I was like, I guess I'm gonna order the Mexican tres leches on this. Is that? Am I robbing you guys right now? But like,
you
That's
guys
all in
all
the
got that,
marketing.
right? You guys all got the build your own pancake
That's
meal,
right.
right?
Hell
You-
yeah, I did. That's exactly what. Man.
what kind of pancakes did you get, Sarah?
Oh, I got your standard blueberry pancakes.
Those were
And they had like fresh blueberries in the pancakes. And then like it was the blueberry kind of like I don't know if it's like pie
It's not like a
filling or
syrup. It's like a sundae syrup almost.
Yeah, but it was thicker, almost like a pie filling on top. But normally that's kind of like, all right, I'm on the fence when I see it. But this was it wasn't quite savory, but it wasn't super sweet.
It had some spices to it.
Yes, it had like layers of flavor in it, and a very nice blueberry flavor that wasn't super artificial because I'm very particular.
So
about
you weren't
that.
you weren't upset that they had, because it looked like they had, like, you know, when we used to go to Frank's, they would put that like fake pie filling shit on their
No,
pancakes.
it wasn't that. It tasted like, I mean,
Probably made
house
like a simple syrup, like in house, like with the blueberries. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. It
And
was
sugar
really
on the
good,
stove.
like fresh tasting. It didn't taste like it was some weird frozen pie filling or like from a bag, or it might have been. I don't know, but it tasted good to me because it wasn't super sweet, which it had just the right level. So I ate every bite. Yeah, that is the best deal that they have at the IHOP.
I don't know. I got the split decision breakfast, which
Also looked
I
like a
thought
good
was
choice.
a great deal.
There was too much on that though, man.
I don't know.
And it
like,
didn't
I
have the
got-
hash browns.
Oh,
that was
true.
the problem, but it had French toast.
God damn it,
Right.
True.
But I only took one bite of the French toast because it was cold and not very good. It was like
I didn't know.
it tasted like it had been made like an hour before and then just put on my plate.
Warmer, yeah.
Yeah, like it tasted not fresh. So I didn't eat the French toast. I just had your standard buttermilk pancakes because I never order pancakes when I go out for breakfast. I never get it because I love toast and I love waffles and I love crepes and all that other shit. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm just going to go basic and get these buttermilk pancakes. And it was so good.
Yeah, but you
They
got
were
to,
incredible.
but you got to do the freestyling with all the different syrup
That's
options.
another reason why I
right.
did that. I wanted to try all the different syrups that they had on my table, which was the old fashioned, which was, I thought, the best.
Of course.
The blueberry was very good. I didn't like the strawberry. It tasted very
Artificial?
like it was for a sundae. Like
too
it was
sweet.
Not what you want with a
really
pancake.
sweet. It wasn't syrupy. It was just like straight up sundae sauce, and I didn't like that. But the butter pecan one tasted good, but I thought it tasted exactly like the old fashioned. So yeah, it had me. The blueberry was really good. I liked that.
Yeah, and like about ordering pancakes, I mean, let's be honest, a lot of these diners are using boxed mixes
Right.
to make their pancakes.
These pancakes
you can tell.
are so fluffy and good.
Yeah, it's the International House of Pancakes.
Yeah,
My
they're doing it
international,
right. They're
my
doing it
house of
right.
pancakes.
My house of pancakes.
Mr.
Yeah.
Youhas is not escaping this question. on your pancake combo, what was your rundown? I didn't say this either, but I went with bacon because fuck yeah, and then I got my hash browns well done and scrambled eggs.
Well, so I actually, for my pancakes, I got the strawberry banana one on a whim because I thought about the blueberry, but then I was like, I'll just try something different. So I got that, and what that simply was the two pancakes, which, by the way, had banana infused into the pancake.
Holy
The only way that could have
shit.
been better is if they put chocolate chips in it too.
I know what to say
Ooh,
about
I know,
those
right?
bananas.
But
Oh hell yeah!
But yeah, then on top it was cut strawberries and bananas and whipped cream, so it was already great. And then I got bacon and I got the hash browns, and then I actually got my eggs over medium, and they were quite delicious.
It's hard to get good eggs at breakfast places. But I liked that on the menu at IHOP they actually had a little section that said how they make their eggs and how you can ask for them.
Yeah.
And it said in the description over medium, and what the description of an
It's a
over egg.
mostly cooked egg.
Yeah,
and it's not
and
fully...
they did it right.
Smart.
Mine were closer to fried than over medium.
Oh, I was getting ready to
But-
ask.
Yeah.
I got scrambled eggs with American cheese like I always get because I love that shit.
You almost got two motherfucking split decisions. They probably dropped two on your on the table.
I know.
That's right.
Yeah, they brought out a bunch. Yeah, mine came with like bacon, sausage links, pancakes, French toast, and eggs. I would have forgone the French toast in lieu of hash browns. That would have been great. But otherwise, it was a great breakfast at like fucking 4 a.m. The service was horribly slow. It was.
They were nice. Everybody was nice though. That's like
Everybody was nice. It was fine. It took a really long time, and we were exhausted because we just played a really
Energetic
fun,
show, yeah.
energetic show at the Mill, and had lots of friends come out that we got to hang out with, and it was really fun. So we were like just ready to fucking go.
Well, we were definitely buzzing off the show, like just like the energy of playing that show. But then like I know we were all at the table like.
It was worth getting home and like stumbling into bed at like 6:30 in the morning to get
Yep.
pancakes.
Yeah, it
Yep.
really was.
That was worth it. I'd do it again.
But next time I want to try some of their other pancakes. Like I'm already thinking about the next trip. Like
They had a cheesecake one. Strawberry cheesecake
my-
pancake.
I didn't see anything past Mexican tres leches. Like I saw that on the menu and I was like, fuck everything else. Like that's what I want.
You're all about that Mexican food. We had good Mexican food.
We had some excellent Mexican food for lunch.
Fucking Segway City, USA. Sarah love it.
Very next one, yeah.
Okay. Okay, well, hey, Youhas, you've now joined the club. You're the first person that we've taken to Boss Man Tacos and given the real experience. You sat down at the restaurant, enjoyed it how we love enjoying it. We hyped it on an episode a few weeks ago where we gave a really beautiful review of that place. I just want to, again, sing my praises in general for Boss Man Tacos. I do really love what they're doing.
Oh, my God. It's so good. It's so fresh.
We finally stumbled up and got ourselves all alive and got out the door at 3-something in the afternoon yesterday.
Well, yeah, that's what happens.
Don't judge us. We go and we went to Boss Man Tacos. Now, I want to know, what was your experience like? Throw it down for us.
It was a very, very, very good experience because, from where I come from, there's not a lot. There is one, but there's not a lot of Mexican restaurants that do it like Boss Man Tacos because it's just, like Sarah said, it's so fresh. Like, we got guacamole, and I could just taste the onion and the cilantro. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. And the chunks of tomato and onion are like small enough to have a piece of it on every bite of chip you had. It was so good.
And then on top of that, the tacos that I'm just kind of used to, they called here straight tacos for $1. You can
the dollar tacos are where it's at.
Oh yeah. You'd order. I eat 3 or 4 of them. You spend less than $5 and you're stuffed for Oh, it's so good. Anyways, continue.
Well, I forget what it's called because I know there's 2 versions. There's Gringo style where it's
Amigo.
Amigo
style is with the onion and cilantro.
On the corn tortilla.
Yeah. And that's the way I prefer it because I'm ooh, this is so good. And all of that for $1.
Simple.
So much flavor packed into $1 taco. And that was also, the taco place I'm thinking of back home, it's called Tacos y Nieves. You could do that. You can get it at Al Pastor, with the marinated pork. You can get it asada with the steak. But that stuff is $2. It's considered a luxury. Unless it's beef, it's $2. Taco. And yet here, it's $1. And if you want to go gourmet, they've got these insane tacos that you can get.
We've tried a lot of them.
Most of them at this point. I think I've actually marked 90%. I was looking at it yesterday. I've marked 90% of them off my list. I think I only have a few to try. The veggie one is one I haven't tried yet, which you have tried though.
That's Sarah's typical go-to, the crispy
I've had
veggie.
It a couple
the
times.
Crispy veggie. I also have not tried the. There was one on the pork. I can't remember what it was called. I'll have to.
Did you try the shrimp with the pineapple slaw and?
Yeah,
Pico?
yeah. That what the hell was that one?
The tropical one or something?
Yes. Yeah. So far, I've loved every... I don't think we have a menu in there. I'm going to look it up on... Do you want to pull up DoorDash? That'll be maybe the best place to... We can dish on some of the things. Continue on, though, sir. Sorry.
I was just going to say real quick while that gets pulled up,
Sure.
Can we just take a second to talk about the sauces that were just preloaded on the table?
The table sauces. Dude. That guac sauce, the avocado cream sauce is so good.
Insane.
It's super fresh, Mexican garden.
So now what
flavor.
I think we should do is every time we get
Spicy.
takeout from there, we should save those packs because they give you little versions of those.
No shit, really?
Yeah. And I had never tried them, here because I just don't think about it, but the way they present it, it's in the squeeze bottle. It's right there in front of you on the table. They give you the chips and salsa for free. You're just I'm into this.
It's perfect. And then they had that salsa verde and then a pineapple or a mango habanero.
It was
sauce.
pineapple.
Pineapple.
Yeah. Pineapple habanero.
You said that one was spicy, so I didn't try that one.
Bright fucking orange. You did. You ended up trying it.
Oh no, I did try it. I didn't really taste it. Probably because I was really jamming that the avocado one, and that one had some heat to it.
Yeah.
Oh. Also, we got nachos.
Yeah.
Oh, I made the best fucking decision to get the nachos with real nacho cheese on them.
Mm-hmm.
And with
Been a long
the
time
guacamole. Oh, it was
I've
a long time coming.
Yeah, nacho cheese like that. Because it's just been gradually, you guys, it's like things change over the years and you just don't know. It's not
Fucking
not always like
Butterfinger's gone,
but it's
like,
not always
everything.
like the Butterfinger. The Butterfinger, they just took it away from us.
Right.
They just took it away. But like the nacho cheese, you guys haven't realized has been slowly but surely watered down, but kept the same
like when
color.
they changed it at the movie theater.
Yes,
it used
they
to
did.
be so good, and now it's like different and spicy and gross.
It tastes like spicy in the back of your throat with zero flavor of cheese.
Right.
Zero cheese flavor. They just cover it with this spicy, like, oh, spicy nacho, huh? Look, it's the right color. It's like the color's just going to fill in the flavor for you.
Right.
It doesn't even smell like nacho cheese half the time. You get it and smell it, and you smell tortilla chips, and you're like, why?
Yeah.
But this nacho cheese tasted like what I remember nacho cheese is supposed to taste like.
Authentic, like
It had
real, like really good flavors.
And the texture was right. It wasn't this watery, weird, like
it was
drip to the
thick.
bottom and get it soggy. Like even the chips that had it covered in the stuff had a little bit of sogginess, which when you have nachos, that's okay. You know, you expect a little bit, but it didn't totally fall apart like some pile of mush. Like these nachos. What happened to the cheese sauce, you guys?
Yeah, man.
It just made that made me
real.
nostalgic.
Yeah,
you know?
enter Boss Man Tacos.
We're gonna fuck the sodomites in the...
I wouldn't know how to handle certain situations of dealing with students.
But I think there is an upside to that. You would not necessarily follow the status quo. And I'm really glad that you brought this up because Clint says, I don't even have books. Everything is module-based online. Also, Ivy Tech spends hundreds of thousands on trainers that literally teach you nothing that you would do in the field related to anything you would be doing. Mm-hmm. It irritates me, so I go out of my way to bring in real-world, tangible objects to touch and troubleshoot.
Yeah.
He does a lot of like preparation for industrial manufacturing, CNC. He does a lot of basically the shop class stuff that's totally removed from high school curriculums now. That's what he's teaching to adults.
Yeah.
So it's just, I mean, you've got it right here in the chat. We've got an educator saying, "Yeah, this is just as fucked up as you're describing it." Mm-hmm. So it's just sad, and I feel
it's not even just sad; it's scary because I'm not even a parent yet, but I know I don't want that for my future children.
Right.
And you are a parent, and you are going to have to. I'm not sure how old your kids are.
She's almost 3.
So here in the next couple of years, your child will probably be entering the public school system.
Yeah, we're not going to send her a private school.
So it's just like you're going to start to experience that world of, either lackadaisical educators that are literally going out of their way to just piss off students
And collect a paycheck.
Yeah,
and they get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have people like myself and you, people like us that have an issue with modern education. And, I've been pretty bold in my statement of I think teachers get paid too much. And if you go in the backlog, like my first, I don't remember if it was my first episode or the second time that I was on this show, but I go pretty in detail why I feel that way. And then, about 10 episodes ago, you and I talked about the whole sabbatical thing, about how I think that is total bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go ahead and take a year-long paid vacation. Wonder why I don't get that, or wonder why more industries don't get that. Think about what, in all of the career fields that you've worked, think about what it would do for you as far as your mental health, your physical health, your home life. If you could just say, all right, I scheduled my sabbatical. January 1, I start, and I'll be back January 1 of the next year to continue working, and you get paid the whole time. Think about how beneficial that would be to you. Obviously, it's a lot of dead money, and it's not feasible for every industry to do it. We don't live in communist utopia. But we don't have enough time at home.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I personally think the full-time work schedule should be 32 hours a week.
Mm-hmm. You're thinking more of the European model?
Yeah, particularly France, I think, is
yeah,
the
they just
one.
went to the 32-hour work week not long ago.
Because, you know, I listen to my dad has been a factory worker my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, he's putting in 6 days a week, 10-hour days. So
right.
he's working
60 hours a week.
60 hours a week. Where my mom is a receptionist at a doctor's office who still puts in 50-plus hours a week. It's like, why do these people need to be there so long?
Right.
Like, because, like, my dad, he's in the car manufacturing business, the place you used to work at.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to tell me that you guys are selling all these cars? I'm sorry, I worked upstairs at that place for a brief time. They make up less than 4% of the active car market.
Right.
There's no way that all of these cars get sold.
Yeah, they like to advertise that every car that is being manufactured, so one every minute, we'll say, is sold the minute it rolls off the line.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I'm obviously not a higher-up member of that organization. I'm not even an employee of that organization anymore, but I'm not an accountant, so I can't say financially, you know, I'm not a bean counter, so I can't say what is bought and paid for and what's not, but I can say that Monday through Friday, I drive right by Bob Orman Subaru, and I see a lot of cars sitting on that lot, and don't get us wrong, folks, we're not sitting here attacking Subaru, we're just saying, as far as our modern workforce goes, there is no reason that we don't need... I worked... So this is my 9th day in a row working, because I worked all day Saturday and all day Sunday. That's unnecessary.
Yeah.
That is basically 48 hours that I missed out spending with my kid and my wife. Or you know... Hey, man, let's go see a movie at noon. Sorry, I'm at work. Can't. It's unnecessary.
And that's why I feel like we've been seeing like a rise in mental health issues in the past 5 years, if even that. You know, they're becoming more and more prevalent and more talked about. And, you know, you hear some of the older people like, oh, well, your generation is just lazy. And it's like, I don't know if that's really the case.
It's not. It's absolutely not.
I just find it unnecessary for us to be at a job for over 40 hours. Well, I can see 40-hour work week. Like I could see that. Whereas, do I still want that? No. But when you're at a place more than they described it at Subaru when I worked there as you will literally see these people more than you see your family.
Absolutely.
Why is
totally
that a
true.
thing?
Yep.
That should not be how you try to convince people to work at a place of employment. Because I don't want to see these people more than I see the people I actually give a shit about.
Right. And people, you know, there's a lot of anti-union sentiment in this country right now. Union membership is the lowest that it's been since basically the beginning of unions. Unions fought for the 8-hour workday. You wouldn't have an 8-hour workday if it wasn't for, you know, particularly mining unions, the textile industry unions, predominantly women, making up those unions in that industry at the time. We wouldn't have any of that shit. So let's kind of flip the script a little bit and say, you know, if we didn't have any of that, I'm a member of a union. I buy into it, to most of it. We'd be complaining about a 70 or 80-hour work week right now.
Exactly.
Instead of a 40-hour work week. Now, that doesn't make the 40-hour work week correct. And I'm not saying it's totally wrong, but there's no reason that you should start working at 4 a.m. in the morning and then be back at work at 4 a.m. the next day.
Yeah.
It's unnecessary. You don't need, I mean, so you know those like motivational images with a dumb caption? Like, have an image, insert any caption right there. You've got a motivational picture, that it's that specific font at a certain font size. It's bullshit. But there's one that circulates around a lot that's any image, but the caption is, "You're not born to just pay bills and die." And there is nothing truer than that right now. Mm-hmm. Like, Blaine brings up, Nate or Blaine, whoever typed this up, says, what about 20-hour, better-paid work weeks, considering in 10 years a majority of jobs will be filled by robots? And I don't know that that's entirely true, because there's a lot of industries that can't be totally automated. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't want food manufacturing plants to be totally automated, because...
Well, even if you have these jobs where are like robotic, you have to have workers to control these robots.
Nothing can be truly 100% automated.
I think people overestimate the ability of robotics
or mechanical workforce.
Manufacturing. Like, we both have been at Subaru. Mm-hmm. I worked on the final line in particular, and they have robotics on that line. They need to be operated because those things mess up.
Yeah.
Almost 50% of the time.
Yeah, they have to be maintained.
Now, that requires special training, and that opens up new jobs and new opportunities for people.
Right.
As far as the 20-hour work week, I honestly don't know if that would even be feasible. I mean, you could say it for, like, better pay for... But then I think you go to kind of like those people at McDonald's that are begging for $15 an hour.
Here's the thing, though. Say you take my job. I work a 40-plus hour work week. I'm an electrician. The amount of things that I am expected to do on a day-to-day basis is quite a bit. I have a pretty heavy workload day-to-day, and it's not always the same. But if I only had 20 hours a week to get my workload done right now, wouldn't get done. Your high-rise apartment buildings wouldn't get built. Your roads wouldn't get repaired. It's just it's not enough. There's a happy medium somewhere, and not only have we not approached it, because especially in the country right now, people say, well, we don't need to copy everything Europe does, and I would agree with that on a lot of things.
I agree with that.
They're not utopia any more than we are. They've got some things right. We've got some things right. Everybody's kind of got their niche of stuff that they figured out, and everyone just wants to point and say, well, we're not going to do it that way. Mm-hmm. We don't want to be the second ones to the party, is the way that we don't want to be the last guy to the party. But we also basically just don't want to go to the party, too. Well, if I got to be the last one there, I just won't go. But I really want to go, but I don't want to go. But, there's certain things that you just cannot get done in 20 hours.
Yeah.
So let's say, like, emergency responders. So if you take all of the ambulance services and all the hospitals in America and you break it up where every person that works in that business has a 20-hour work week, you would have to split it up where there is 24-hour-a-day coverage just like there is right now, but you would have a lot more people involved.
Probably double the people, not more.
Yeah. That's obviously just us pulling numbers out. But you would I don't know that it would be feasible. Just because of the logistics involved. And we got in the chat, or what about universal basic income? I don't like that.
No, me either.
I want as few people in existence to tell me what I can and cannot have as possible.
I think if you go to like a universal basic income, it leads to an idea that skill sets are all the same when they're not.
Right.
Now, I do think that there should be a standard of living that everyone should have.
Absolutely.
And this kind of goes back to the people at McDonald's working there. And, let's say they don't have the same opportunities as someone to be able to get like a college degree or something. And they're stuck working at McDonald's.
Okay.
But their wage doesn't allow them to live Do I agree that the minimum wage is too little in the country? To me, I say yes. Because if you look at the cost of living, the minimum wage compared to the 1970s is like, I want to say it was like 9% lower today than what it was back then.
Okay.
So I just feel like that correlation is wrong. Minimum wage needs to increase with the cost of living increases.
Absolutely.
And that's where I think that needs to be fixed. But as far as a universal basic income, that to me just screams, we are not caring about what your skill set is. You are just going to get this amount of money because we said so.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll be honest, I don't want to make the same amount of money as a heart surgeon. A heart surgeon should be paid more than me.
Well, it's funny, too, because I always say the joke, if you and I are both in medical school, I graduate top of the class, you graduate bottom of the class. At the end of the day, what are we both?
Yeah, you're both doctors.
We're both doctors. So do you want, when you go to the hospital, are you seeking care from the best physician that you can possibly find, or are you seeking care from the Jim, the janitor?
Mm-hmm.
They make the same amount of money.
Yeah.
I don't know. Obviously, that's a really bad example, and we could really break it down and get more in depth with it. I don't know. It's a tough subject because Matt and I aren't,
we aren't
economists.
the most liberal people either. We're both pretty old-fashioned in belief systems because I know for a fact I am, at least. I'm pretty conservative in my ways.
And I kind of look at myself as the swirling vortex of, well, on this issue, I'm very conservative. On the next issue, I'm very liberal.
You guys want to introduce you? Just examining the microphone.
That's what we're doing.
You guys want to introduce yourselves? You want me to introduce you? How about you go around the table?
That's the round table.
Frank, I do vocals. That's Frack.
Hey, he's Frack.
Frack all y'all.
Oh, we introducing?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Frank is just like Bunny and Frank.
Yeah. That's what he did. I'm Mike.
What you play?
That's just it.
That's it.
He doesn't play anything. He doesn't
Oh,
know.
shit.
He's Mike. He plays Mike. Vito, guitar. Brian, Fat. Yeah.
Yo. So the only one we're missing then is DJ, your drummer, and yeah, he's not coming, I guess, right?
He'll be alright.
So,
He's in a ditch.
He got his plumbing fixed, though. You seen that?
Bitch.
No, I didn't see
I seen it on Facebook that he got his plumbing fixed. He could wash his jeans. He was talking about it. Picture him and his dog.
Hell yeah. By plumbing, he meant
his dick.
Yeah.
Dick tweezers. That's what he needed.
Yeah.
See?
You got that ass rooted.
Yeah.
All right, so we're off to a great start.
For sure. This is tight.
I really had no agenda with this one. I just thought it would be fun to have you guys come on and talk. We're going to do some promoting later on in the episode, so we don't have to kick off with that right away. But you do have an EP coming up. That's the main reason you're here. That's the main reason you're like our first guest, is because you got a release coming up, and
because it's low country.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't think of a better band to be our first band interview, I guess. I don't even know if we're going to call this as an interview, because I don't know that it so much is going to be an interview.
More of a shit show than
Yeah. I'm sure that's the most of it, but I guess
that's what we bring to the table. Shit.
To get started, I guess if you guys want to, for people that aren't familiar with you guys, that haven't heard your music and don't know who you are and where you're from, anybody want to give like a short description, like where you're from, and what's your like about me section on Facebook, for example?
I think it literally just says, "We are low country. Listen up."
Oh, yeah.
In all caps.
Yeah.
I actually think that's true.
Yeah.
Well,
probably
Larry feels it on a personal level.
We haven't got around to changing that. Yeah,
yet.
there's a lot of stuff that needs.
Well, at the very top of this episode, we didn't hear it yet here in the room, but I am going to drop a clip of your song Salem that you guys just released, 2 weeks ago? A week ago? How long has it been?
Last week, couple weeks
About
ago.
a week ago.
How's the reception been on that? I love the track. Personally, I think it's one of your best.
Yeah,
so
people seem to really dig this one. We got a lot of positive feedback from places I didn't even think was going to come from.
Yeah.
Cool. Like where?
Just like random people that like I didn't even think like listen to our shit even. Just
your mom. Your mom's likes it for real?
No.
It's like, oh, my egghead baby looking ass.
It's a furry potato. Fuck you.
That's weird. You are though.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Like a normal sized potato and a big ass potato on top.
Yeah.
That's you.
Like a potato with a furry chicken nugget fry.
Like a triple baked bullshit potato.
It's just going to be an hour of this bullshit. Yeah. I can already tell. This is going to go absolutely nowhere.
This is going everywhere. This is great.
No, get back to like the song. I mean, like Mike said. Yeah. Before we got sidetracked by Fat over here.
My bad.
But yeah, I feel like it's a little different than some stuff that we've done, you know. But a little bit of the same, if that makes any kind of sense.
No, not at all.
No, not at all. But
I get it.
Harder but softer.
Oh
I think
my god,
it's more mature. For
yeah,
sure.
definitely.
It's more like thought through.
It's got way more texture.
I think we put more thought into like how we were gonna like compose it and orchestrate it together, and it's more of a I don't know. It's more organized, I think, than anything.
Well, there's also the
more
first
organized
song.
and more complete.
There's also the first song that was written not by just me and Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
really?
First, completely.
Oh.
Yeah, everything
together.
before that was primarily me and Frank writing.
I did not know that. That's
yeah. Well, at first
cool.
The whole band was him and Frank. So
yeah. Tell me a little bit more about that. Like, how did the band start? When did it start? How long you guys been playing? And
Oh yeah, I don't even know this.
I really don't know your backstory. We've been playing with you guys
Frankie
for a couple
and
years
Fatty,
now.
God.
He was more coherent than I was back then, so he can take it.
What year was that?
2014,
13. 13.
16.
It was
15.
It was at least 15, but no later than 16.
Yeah, it was like late 2013 or something like that. A previous band I was in, Pretty Young Graves, fell apart. So
things fall apart.
We actually, I didn't want to stop playing, so I just figured that I had to start something, so I didn't sit around and do fucking nothing. So me and Brian had already been getting together. We had some of the worst demos for this band. We went through. I think they're on my parents' computer at their house or something.
Yeah, but there was that fucking Michael Jordan song.
What?
I don't know.
Michael Jordan song?
For some reason, the working title was Michael Jordan or some bullshit.
I don't remember that. I need to find out.
It was awful.
But
it sounds great though.
Oh yeah.
So we just started like jamming together, just these really crude ideas for songs. And initially we were looking to be like a melodic hardcore band, and that was the initial idea. And so that's what if you listen to any of our old shit, that's what you're gonna hear, or the stuff that you guys like probably will never actually officially hear, but you'll hear a lot of like melodic hardcore influence and everything in there. And eventually, after me and Brian started getting different members, then it just became what it is now, which is whatever it is, southern metalcore kind of shit. But it was late 2013. Me and Brian got together probably for like 6 months, fucked around with ideas, and then in 14 we started actually getting more solid ideas. I think the first original full song
13 we started. That was when we started playing with Chaz. Matter of fact, I remember deliberately it was in August.
Yeah, because it was like spring.
Chaz was our first drummer.
When we quit Anchor, it
was
like spring that year.
We started getting actual songs together, and I think the first song that we fully finished was that.
It was Nowhere Fast.
Nowhere Fast.
Yeah. That's your first
also,
EP.
Yeah. Nowhere Fast was the first song we ever finished, and then I think it was Home after that, which is more the melodic hardcore influence, and then kind of started branching out. Brian wrote pretty much all of Serpent, and that started to give us like a kind of an Under Oath type feel, and so we were kind of all over the place on our first EP.
Yeah.
And the drummer we had, it was his first band, Chaz, and so he kind of just like went along the way with us, and he was learning as we were learning with him. And then once we got Vito in the band, it started to get more of a definition to it.
More structure.
Yeah, and I think that's when once Vito got in, it started getting more of the southern kind of tinge to it. But the second EP was still not really southern, but had aspects of it in there. Yeah, it was a lot more chaotic, but we started to get our sound together a little bit more on the Undertow EP. And then after that, I don't know, we added Mikey later on.
Between there and now was the Forever single, and that was supposed to be an intro to Nowhere Fast.
Yeah, Forever is...
Oh, for real? Yeah.
That's an old-ass song.
Forever
that's a great song. I love that song.
If I show you how to play Forever and Nowhere Fast, you'll see it's like a lot of the same chords. Actually, it's all the
I
same
didn't play
chords.
any of our songs are all the same chords.
That's tight.
That's technically that was just an intro to that song, and I love how you just forgot about DJ.
What about him?
He said, "Well, we got Mikey, and you just never mentioned DJ."
Fuck him, he's not here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
he's not
he's
here.
blind.
It's like
Probably
complicated.
deaf. He can't hear it.
Eventually, we ended up getting all the band members.
Well, actually, no.
Well, I mean, this
switching.
When we started-
lineup is how the band was actually started. Like the first show was this lineup.
Yeah.
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 Which doesn't make any fucking
on bass
sense.
and DJ was filling in for Chaz.
Yeah.
Well, there's another thing that most people don't know, I'm pretty sure you two don't know either, is that when we first started the band, I was going to play bass and do backup vocals, and Brian was going to play guitar, and we approached Andy about playing, or about being the vocalist, and you were playing with...
That's when I had just joined Lost Years.
You had just joined Lost
so
Years.
I was like going on
Balls deep in
tour.
touring.
Yeah, I was touring, so I
So he
couldn't-
turned it down, he said, I can't do it. So we were like, screwed, and they just told me, well, you just do it. So I just did. And I mean, we ended up getting members all along the way. Chaz left, got Paul left, got Andy. Now DJ plays with us, so that's too long of a story to tell, but yeah.
I mean, that's the
Like
story.
This current
shittiest-
lineup is
yeah.
the lineup that played the band's first actual show. So me and DJ played, and we weren't even actually in the
Where
band.
was y'all first show?
That's nuts.
Set them up.
Set them up lanes on
the
top
actual
of,
on the actual
On the bowling alley.
lanes.
Yeah.
Really?
Like they set up
Like
a,
slippery
they,
and shit? Like,
no, they set up a board across the lanes.
That's kind of dope, actually.
Didn't IV4 play that show?
No, Shotgun something.
And
I've been drunk with Vito at
Oh no,
that
it was
place
like
a
some
bunch
of the
of
members
times.
from there.
Yeah, Shotgun something.
and wasn't it
Yeah, you can find me drunk there very often. It's fine.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
that other shit Dan was doing?
Something. Not Charlie.
Hate
One Way
Hey
Charlie.
Charlie is
One Way
studio.
Charlie.
One Way
Charlie.
Charlie.
Yeah.
And then
I haven't heard that name.
Ferrigno played.
Yeah. But yeah, that's how we started. Just me and Brian in his room, and eventually getting new members, and kind of like upgrading our music and members and everything as we came along.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Now it is what it is.
Yeah, we
Kinda.
kind of got off topic about just that one song,
Off
though.
topic.
Yeah. Sorry.
Good. Well,
Well, he asked that. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
it's
we're
about the band.
But,
But,
we kind of
that's the origin
we
story.
said. Well,
Fuck
yeah,
you,
but
that's what we said.
he also asked about Salem specifically, and we just kind of.
Oh yeah.
We answered.
That's all right.
You said that was the first song we wrote, like.
This,
as
is,
a-
this isn't like a real
Yeah.
solid. Like we don't have to stay structured on this.
But
you
interesting
know?
fact. So
Interesting. Oh,
Mike
he's got an interesting fact.
Mike here, everything's recorded at his studio.
Yeah, we didn't record anything not at his studio.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've been
everything-
recording
So
since
all-
the beginning.
all of it's been-
Every
Yeah.
little country. That's
Okay.
how.
It all sounds better
But
and better.
yeah,
I was
but
gonna
So
say
you,
that-
you don't
Salem.
see just the progression of the band. You see the progression of
Yeah.
him.
Exactly.
Not only that,
as
Salem
engineer.
was our first real dive into going. Like me and him just got on this kick. we just
This
yeah.
record ruined
Yeah,
mine and Vito's
Yeah,
financial
basically.
lives.
Well, I want to say this record did, but so did the band Periphery, because that's the problem. They do everything themselves, and they have the cleanest tones and everything. So we've spent the better part of the last few years trying to emulate that stuff, and it's grown into
I
this.
remember hearing this single, and it was right after we had talked to Mike about doing our full length with him.
Yeah.
That hasn't been on public yet. Me and Chris's band's full length is Mike's doing it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no one's really talked about this yet, but yeah, I'm excited for this.
But I remember hearing that single and being like,
Yeah.
this is fine.
Yeah, I was on my way actually to the hospital that night when you were talking about the single, and you tried to send me the link, and it wouldn't work because I didn't have access to the Dropbox, and then I requested access, and I don't know which one of you guys gave it to me, but somebody Was it you?
Yeah.
Gave me access that night, and I heard the song, and I was like, "Fuck!" And that was I think I immediately messaged Larry. I was like, "Yeah, we're recording with him. It's got to be done."
Man. Thank you.
It
I'm
was
excited.
awesome.
We're gonna make a good album.
So it's cool to hear that you recorded all the Low Country. I didn't know that. I knew you've been recording. I knew you did the last one, and I knew you did this most recent one.
Yeah,
but
so we did.
It's awesome to hear your progression, even as a producer. It's
yeah. No, so we did the first one that I was living at with a friend in Crown Point, and like in the tiniest fucking room, like we were cramped in there, and it was
so
it
Not
was
even in the tiniest
like
room, it was
literally
just in your bedroom.
the whole room was just like my bed because I have like a California King bed. And it was just a bed with with desks in front of
California
it.
King
but
money.
that was the whole room was just a bed with a desk in front of it. So like the bed was my chair, and we were all sitting on my bed recording. It was the three of us. It was Brian, Frank, and Chaz back then. That was it. So like we had a drum set up in the living room, and we were running like 10 feet away from where the drums were being played, and we just made this album in this house, this tiny ass house. And
Frank and Chad were playing Mortal Kombat, talking about fellatio or something.
Yeah,
fellatio like BJ's?
Yeah, like I legit have that video.
Yeah,
he's just saying random shit and just hear fellatio.
Can you somehow run the audio from that video and be into this?
I can find it.
Fuck
yeah,
it,
and
Brian.
yeah, Brian will find anything. Fucking Skynet over here.
So
yes, there's like, and we just had like a picture.
Sky fan.
Yeah. No, fuck you, man. I like Brightnet better. Fuck
Like a
you.
picture that just came back up of like us recording that back then. It's like just looking at the picture of like in videos of what we were doing back then. It's so stressful.
Now, is your studio open to
now? Yes.
Public? Yeah.
Now, yes. So before I was just kind of like recording. I really just did the Low Country stuff, and then I had done one other band. But now, like, I have a name, Exalted. No, that was actually a great album. Actually, like, I honestly am happy with how that album turned out. But before I didn't have like a name or anything. I was just recording out of the house. But now I have like branding, and yeah, I'm open to.
You want to go ahead
name
and plug
drop
all
it,
that?
baby.
Yeah,
Name
plug
drop
it.
it.
Plug
So
it.
the studio is Ascension Sound. So I'm on social media. I'll be in South by Southwest next week. But after I come back from that, I'm looking to start like booking up the rest of this year. Like this year is portfolio building year. So I know I'm going to be doing your guys' album, which I'm fucking stoked about.
Yeah.
Got one other band I'm talking to right now about doing an album with. So I mean, if anyone's looking for recording, just hit me up.
Where can they find you?
So on Instagram, I don't have the website set up yet. That's being built right now, and I was kind of waiting till this album drops to publish the website, so I have some songs to show. But Instagram is ascension.sound, and then you can find me on Facebook. There's a Facebook page, just facebook.com/ascensionsound.
It's time for Brews with Dudes. Juicy.
So let's get going. Let's pick one of those, probably one of those Berliner Weisses. We can just start out with that Bahama Mama because it's phenomenal.
This Bahama Mama is phenomenal. It's one of the slushy XLs. It's a Berliner Weiss with pineapple and mango.
My goodness.
Ooh. It just sounds crisp. I bet you the snap is even crisp.
Oh. Careful.
Was that a oopsie?
Ah. That was a very crisp opening.
All right.
I believe a couple of us are making it up to 450 this weekend for their next release.
What's that?
There are so many good things on the list.
I think actually you showed me a little bit. They had the banana strawberry milkshake.
Yep, that one sounds phenomenal. They've also got this. They're bringing back the peach ring slushy.
Oh yeah, I didn't have that at all.
It was one of my favorite that they've done. Let's see what else we got here. They're also bringing back the blueberry dessert slushy. Then we have the strawberry banana, peach ring slushy XL, Taco Tuesday double IPA, and Sapphire sour IPA. The Sapphire's got we got passion fruit, vanilla, lactose, and hopped with citra. So all of it sounds phenomenal. I told you it's troublesome because my wallet's going to be screaming.
Your wallet hates you right now. Just stop it.
But I I'm looking forward to it because it's gonna be nice out, I believe. So we'll be able to get back outside, and there's nothing quite like a crisp Friday morning down at 450 North in Columbus, Indiana. But without further ado, let's dive into the Bahama Mama Slushy XL.
Let's do it. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, that smell.
Oh. That's good.
It's just juice. Oh, my goodness. Thank you to everyone that's joining us on Facebook Live chat. We're having fun over there. Helps, gives us a little bit to bounce off of on here. It's always fun. We've got Andy. He says, I've got a 2017-2018 KBS trying to save up for a vertical tasting. That sounds great. Looking forward to your thoughts about the Bahama Mama. It's juice.
Oh, yeah. It's basically juice. It's great. It's great.
It's got a thickness to it. It's phenomenal. Look, it looks like juice. It tastes like juice. It's only slightly alcoholic, it tastes like.
Right.
What's the ABV?
It's like
8%. Wow.
I'd almost go as far as to say it's the mimosa of beer.
I mean, it's a Bahama Mama.
Right. I mean, it tastes very similar, in my opinion.
That's impressive. It doesn't taste like
good.
beer. It's the thing. It's impressive that they're able to brew it like a beer and make it taste so juicy.
It is very impressive.
I'm loving it. Their slushy series is pretty solid.
Yeah, all of them. I don't think I've had a bad slushy or a slushy that I didn't like.
Nope. Not once did I ever.
No.
Nope.
Never have I ever.
I still haven't experienced the can poppings like I've heard.
Oh, no. Nope.
It is incredibly hazy. You're right. You ain't seeing through this at all.
Yeah, no. And there is tons of flavor, Andy, yes.
I feel like there's...
The pineapple, it hits the pineapple, it hits the mango. Yep, that's basically all I can taste.
That's phenomenal.
Well, yeah, I'm not complaining.
I believe this is my last one, too, unfortunately.
So we must savor it.
Sad.
Just sad.
We will savor it. We'll savor it while we get you guys up to speed on the Lafayette Brews and Bowling Festival.
Ooh, what's that?
We've been working for a couple months now on the concept and getting all of our ducks in the row. And we officially announced on Friday, pre-sale tickets are up. We've got 50 early bird tickets going for just $30. So what is it? What is it? It is a beer festival like you've probably been to. A lot of you have been to, where you walk around and you get samples from breweries. We're aiming for 20 breweries, anywhere from 20 to 30, and we are going to be in the parking lot between Market Square Lanes and Carnahan Hall, and you're going to taste beers. Your ticket includes unlimited samplings, unlimited bowling for the duration of the event. So in between balls, get yourself another sample. We got live music. I'll say it here. We haven't announced anywhere else yet, but we've got a killer lineup on the way. So I'm very excited for that. And then when it's all said and done, we're having an after party with a lot of cool bands already on that too. So the after party will be over at Carnahan Hall. Music during the day will be in front of Market Square Lanes. And like I said, you try beers and bowl all day. So
right.
I'm pretty excited.
Sounds like a fun time.
Like I said, tickets are on sale now. It's Saturday, June 1st.
It's ways away from now, people. You know you can request it off.
We got time.
Do it.
We got time. A little over 2 months. A portion of all the sales are going to go to the Loving Hearts Animal Shelter. Because the animals need our love. It's also
And
going
stuff,
to
too.
happen whether or not there's inclement weather, because Carnahan could fit it all inside there. So you might have to run a little bit between or back and forth, get your bowling in. But if for whatever reason it's raining or anything, we'll just move everything into Carnahan Hall. So
Either way, it's a win-win.
we should totally throw paper umbrellas in the cups.
Classy as
That's a
fuck.
good idea. Yeah, it does sound like something you could mix with vodka. It's really good.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say right now I would totally mix it with vodka. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Ah, damn.
It's spicy.
It's muy bueno.
It's not spicy. We use the word spicy to describe things that are really hitting it.
Yeah.
Almost like crispy. Except I usually use crispy to describe just Sprite.
Just Sprite. Exclusively. Almost exclusively
Exclusively
Sprite.
use it to discuss Sprite.
Man, this Sprite is extra crispy.
So crispy.
Would you expect it to be anything else?
No.
Nah, just crispy.
Except one time.
It just was not crispy?
Austin and I were going to get those tropical Sprites from McDonald's because it's so damn good. And I didn't bother tasting mine until I got home because I was like, I'm going to just savor this all night because it's a fucking tropical crispy-ass Sprite. And it was flat.
Sad.
It was the worst. So bad. Justin Hoffman joins us on Facebook Live.
Hello.
What's up, dude?
And there's Billy Collier.
Billy Collier. Collier. Goodness. I don't want to drink this fast
I know.
because it's so good, but
At the same time, we got to move on, friendo.
we kind of got to get moving on. I'm trying to see if my hat's in the picture or not because I want that subliminal advertising for folks. We still got a couple hats.
Subliminal messaging.
We got hats.
If the flashing logo isn't enough, folks, god damn it, the hat's gonna be.
Well, I'm not selling the sign. I'm selling the hats.
Touche.
I'm also wearing a Tay's Brewing flannel. I know we already gave them a nice shout out earlier, but
Looks very cozy.
it's super cozy. It enveloped me while I almost napped earlier. What are you wearing there? Venom or Carnage?
This is Carnage.
Nice. That was a nice
little Marvel action going on.
Spoiler alert about the movie Venom that came out somewhat recently.
Oh, yeah.
That was a nice little tease at the end there.
Yes. And, spoiler alert, Woody Harrelson, goddamn.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Looks boss.
Yep. Woody Harrelson Carnage. I'm down for it.
Oh, yeah. It'll be fun.
I know some people on the network aren't.
We won't name names.
I did.
Oh.
And then I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt.
Ew.
Star Wars is timeless. We watched Solo again for the first time in months.
I feel like I saw that not too long ago on Netflix.
Yeah, it's great. I like it even more the second time I watched it. Still waiting for them to say absolutely anything about Episode 9. Because it's time.
I know.
It's coming out in December.
Right.
Where's my trailer?
Right.
I'm not happy.
Or is it? Dun dun.
Oh, God. Don't start with that shit.
I'm just saying what everybody else is thinking. Is it coming out, though?
They've already announced the date. They officially announced
Have they announced that date? So they've announced that date, but they haven't said dick else about the movie.
I think they did. They showed the picture of them, rapping. I think it showed a picture of the director with Finn and whatever her name, Ray.
So they're
done shooting it.
Okay. Huh.
I don't think they're doing anything crazy, with reshoots or anything. So.
Are they still having trouble with the directors?
No. That was Abrams.
So yeah. Well then, I'm not of excuse as to why it'd be held up.
I think isn't the Star Wars Celebration coming up soon?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
May 4th. Is that when they usually do it?
It wouldn't surprise me.
They do a big, huge celebration every year, and it's coming up in the next couple weeks. So I imagine they'll announce it there. That makes sense.
That would make sense.
Makes sense.
I guess it makes sense. Okay. We'll wait. But come May 5th, if there's no announcements, I'm not going to be a happy camper, sir.
No.
I'll be asking some questions. Some important questions. The questions that's going to make you guys squirm. Like, where the fuck are my trailers?
I'm going to make everyone around me uncomfortable until they release the trailer. I don't know why, but I'm going to. Did you see that they hired James Gunn back for Guardians 3?
Yes.
Right after they
sold they
finished that merger.
The merger between Fox. Yeah.
Yep. They announced that was done, and then announced that James Gunn was coming back. pretty awesome.
And you still got one movie in with DC in his time.
And he's still doing. He hasn't done it yet, but he's in the middle of working on it.
Oh,
so he's going to finish Suicide Squad 2 and then go start Guardians 3.
Nice.
I'm in it. I think it'll be great. I'm for it.
I'm super stoked about Guardians 3 and the possibilities that could be. I don't know what they're going to do with the movie, but I'm excited to see.
I'm really hoping we see some Adam Warlock in this next big movie.
Hopefully.
Because they teased it already, didn't they?
Yes. But it's a big if.
But they teased it. You can't just tease it. Have they teased other stuff that has not come to fruition?
Nothing that pops off the top of my head. Biggest thing that sticks out for me is the Adam Warlock thing.
Right.
I mean, yeah. Anyways, because I don't fucking remember.
Yeah, nope. All right, should we give these a quick rinse and move on to the next one?
We shall.
Sweet. Logan Tyler joining us on Facebook Live. Andy says that shirt's cozy like a koozie. It is. It's so cozy. I could wear it shirtless underneath. That would feel nice. What else do we got going on here? We just had our big St. Patty's variety show over the past weekend. Bands, burlesque, and comedy. It was pretty awesome. It was a fun time. We got another big show coming up this weekend. I have a feeling that this might not air. Like the event will already have happened, but we're doing the big fundraiser for the Journey into Comics Network. The Fun for Funds. Doing live podcasts all day, and then a bunch of bands are playing. All the bands, not every member of every band, but every band has members in it who are on podcasts for the network. So it's going to be a big old party. I'm excited. My Dungeons with Dudes co-host, Dave Linder, he'll be, him and I will be doing a game for Dungeons with Dudes. Dave will also be playing with Yesterday's Chips. I'll be helping run the show and whatnot, logistics on the equipment, bullshit like that. Bona Jovi's coming to town, I heard.
Ooh.
So those guys always need extra help. Walk Among Us is going to be there. They're doing a Journey to Comics podcast. Yeah. Dick's band number 1's coming back.
Just so much.
It's going to be a long day. I think it starts at 3. We'll start 3 in the afternoon.
That is going to be a long day.
Yeah, doing podcasts.
A great day.
Doing shows. It's going to be fun. I'm excited. So what do we got next? What's on the menu?
It looks like I picked a double raspberry jam with another Slushies XL. It's another Berliner Weiss. It's I think that about sums it up.
Cool.
Join us in a new podcasting adventure where we will journey far and wide to worlds, planets, territories,
Dungeons. I'm Nick.
I'm Dave.
And this is Dungeons with Dudes.
If you want to do a quick recap of
I'm gonna need to remember.
No, I just didn't know where to thread the joke in. I wanted to make a sneeze joke, but no.
Previously on Dungeons with Dudes, Death House.
5 adventurers, Varanus, Corintos Cobble, Garta, Uthal Twice Orphaned, and Og, got done with the job and stopped at a tavern called the Crooked Crow. And a night of drinking led the party to destroying the bar, and all of our gold was mysteriously missing. We took a job from the bartender to repay them for the damages, but a night in the woods proved to be dangerous, as we were attacked by a small party led by a self-proclaimed bandit king. Shortly after our battle, a mysterious mist enveloped us as we found ourselves in a strange town, where 2 small children asked us to help them fight a monster in their basement. We made our way into the house, finding out soon that some of the magical entity was in control, and we were trapped inside. We started in the base floor, working our way through the house, and soon found the 2 children who we were helping were actually ghosts. And the party, including Garta and Ag, took it upon their religious morals to put the kids to rest. After finally making our way down into the depths of the house, the party was attacked by ghouls, and we went back to the larder and upstairs, preparing for the end. The chants grow louder as we journey further into the Death House.
That was excellent. That was
Well
well
done.
put.
I
That was well
literally
put.
spent like 2 hours trying to like recap, watching all the videos, recapping every.
Oh, wow.
Dude,
That's
it,
awesome.
It was work, and I loved it.
I'm really
Don't
glad
ever
that we were able
expect
to
me
do
to
the.
do that.
I'm really glad we were able
That
to
is never
going
gonna
to dance
happen.
version
Never
in there
would.
as well.
You can never be too prepared.
Well, I'm ready to get back into.
I'm ready to
this.
wake up and get out of this larder.
Yeah, we just had a long rest.
All right.
Yes,
you
this
guys-
yucking is.
It's
a
been
little
it's
too
been
much.
like
held
2
up in
weeks.
the larder
God.
after taking somebody takes some serious wounds, and it's getting kind of late in the adventure. Are you guys taking a watch, or are you just gonna just all crash and probably die?
I'll take first watch.
Garda was reduced down to like 1 health, so I'm definitely sleeping.
I'm sleeping too. I almost died, so I'm definitely knocked out.
Nobody fucking hit me. So
I was gonna say I'll join the watch as well.
Yeah,
Or I'll take second watch probably.
That's fair.
You have you guys roll some perception, please.
You want first watch or second watch first?
Let's do first watch.
Perception. 14.
You don't see anything out of the ordinary. Again, you are in a dungeon.
Can we still hear the chants?
Yes. Yeah, I was gonna say. You guys all get your sleep and your rest, but it's still a little uneasy because the chants go on constantly.
Like they're never ending.
Yeah, it's just constantly chanting.
It's a long
Would
ass
any of us be
ceremony.
able to pick up what the chanting is? Like what language?
From this, you're not sure. It sounds. It's the whole because it's all it's like dug in cavern. It's very echoey,
We're also
so it's hard to
in the
distinguish.
at this point.
Yeah, we're in
behind
pantry
closed
right
doors,
now.
Yeah.
It's still like everything is all
Like I'm
That's-
imagining
no,
it
that's
like
what I'm
there's
saying,
this
it's like-
dark, danky dungeon just going through, and then there's this nice like wooden pantry that we're just kind of like, okay, just out of nowhere, like some
the pantry that
That's
once
where I keep
housed
my
giant
food is by the
snakes.
tombs.
Yeah, giant beak snake things. All right,
and there's like just empty shelves and stuff. It's nice and neat.
second watch. What do you
Second
get?
watch. That would be a 15.
I just wanted to roll the die.
What?
Again, pretty uneventful.
Except for the constant chanting.
Yes, yeah.
Just kind of sounds like the dubstep in the back of this.
Who wants
But
to
yeah.
take third watch?
I'll take third watch because I can meditate while doing it.
All right.
Restore my points.
I won't make you percept. Like
Okay,
we'll go to
Cool.
daylight. Nothing happens.
So I'll wake up long rested.
Is wake up. You guys can't help but you have a little bit of a chill about you because even though you had some sleep,
See, we
there's
have
still
been
this
sleeping
like
underground,
You
so-
wake up and the chanting is still going on no
So it's
time
like
has
you know.
passed. So
That's-
it's still a little eerie.
Oh yeah. All
It's
right.
a long ass ceremony.
So let's go. I think we should head back. I believe we should head back to where we fought the ghouls and go from there.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
A little more.
I'll
a little more level-headed right now.
let's learn from our last time and not have the monk go in front.
I agree. Very
he
dead
is-
mother.
He is small, squishy, and lightheaded. So.
I mean, I'm pretty.
That's a very fine
pretty,
compliment. Thank
feeling
you.
pretty strong, but not strong enough to lead. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I'll take
why don't you
front.
want- yeah, why don't you go first?
Yeah.
Ron?
Yeah.
All right.
He who loses
Yes,
two
I'll take
brooms.
front.
I will be in the middle of the group.
Where are you at, Corin?
I'm just kind of hanging out in the middle.
I'm gonna hang out at the very end.
I would probably recommend he take the rear.
You want to take the rear?
As
But
long as
you
you
put
don't
the
have-
two heavy.
I will protect Ag from brooms. I take rear.
Oh, broom jokes.
Hold on, we need to keep track of this.
Hey, I'm protected
one.
from him now, though, so I'm okay with that.
7 minutes. It took 7 minutes to make a broom joke. Good job, boys.
7 minutes is all I can spare to play with you, Chris. Anyhow, unless otherwise interrupted, I think we should head to that
All right.
intersection.
So you guys go back to the intersection. As you're facing this way, there is a corridor off to your left and to your right, and also straight ahead, as intersections do.
Now, excuse me. Is there any way for us to discern which direction the chanting is coming from, even if we roll perception, or is that just like it's fucking everywhere?
As you go to the crosswalk, make me a perception.
What was wrong with it?
Does everyone make a perception?
It's really odd touching the table.
Yeah,
the guys sound really cool though.
Everybody makes nice.
Need perception, you said?
5.
That'd be a 7.
What are we doing here, guys?
Perception roll.
Yeah.
15
20.
plus.
I got a 23.
You had 23.
Oh, plus 5, so I got 20.
So you're an archer. You should be pretty perceptive.
I like to think so.
You better know what's going on.
As you guys go to this cross section, you two kind of pick up. It sounds like the chanting is slightly louder to the right.
Okay.
So I can't hear. Which way is it coming from, guys?
It's coming from the right. Now, do we want to go that way, or do we want to explore the rest first?
Side note: which way have we already gone?
So
did we already go one way
We're
first?
basically,
No, you guys went to the intersection.
crossroads. Yeah, we're coming up,
We've
and
now
there's
gone
like a
as far as we
4-way
went
stop.
last time.
So to the right of us is the chanting.
Previ-
There's either the left path or the straight path.
Pretty much last time we came down, as I recall, we turned right first, encountered like the crypts.
Oh yeah,
where,
like we came back to where we were going.
Then we came back this way, and then we like laid the bones to rest.
I'm gonna-
Remember, we all have that point of inspiration, by the way,
True.
that we
Yes.
earned from laying the bones to rest.
Yes.
So
I'm going to say we should probably, I would say go in the direction that we're hearing the chanting. They've been chanting for multiple hours now, so whatever they're doing,
Yeah,
if
we
we're going to stop it, we
probably-
might want to cut it off before it gets too far in.
We're pretty fresh right now, so we might as well just go in and
I say we go
see
towards
what's
the
up.
chanting.
we can always explore.
Let's-
Well,
yeah. We
No,
can
okay,
see-
not metagaming. We can always explore when we're done.
Yeah.
Let's go
To the chanting!
All right, so you guys are going off to the right.
Yes.
All right, so you guys make your way there. It kind of. Let me get my notes here. You guys go for about 15, 20 feet, and then stairs lead down, and it comes to a T intersection. And there is off to the right, there's a path, and then to the left, there's more stairs that go down.
Stairs go down on the left.
All right, let's make another. Maybe we make another perception roll.
Yeah.
You, when you're this close, you can tell that it's definitely coming from like the area where the stairs.
All right.
So there's a path to the right. I feel like this might. It's gonna sound kind of contradictory to what we just decided, but there's only two choices we have to make. We either go towards the chanting, or we can just check out what's on the right here real quick. So is it worth it?
But on the right is a T.
It would be good to know. Well, no, we're at a T right now.
We're at a T.
what's coming
so
up
there's a
behind
left
is
path
possible.
and a right path.
Well, it's
So
good.
Yeah.
It's good to know to make sure if we're getting closer to the chanting, if we're like make sure we're not going to get fucking flanked, and also possibly having a nice place to retreat.
It's a left
to.
and right path, and on the right path, it's another T. Is that what you just said?
No. Sorry, it comes to a T.
No, there is a T
and there's a
leaf,
right
and
path.
we're gonna get a cup and brew.
We just rested.
Leaf
We're
water.
tea
All right.
time already?
Let's head. I say we head away from the chanting this time.
For the
I say we go towards the right path instead of going down the stairs, so that way we can
I can
see
agree with that.
what's going on there. Because we're getting close.
Hopefully.
I am going to ready my battle axe.
Is there actually? Is this already decided?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I think we're
Come on.
pretty much going that way. Matter of fact, you convinced us to do this.
Yep. Nope. I was gonna do something, but it's too late. So
There must have been a broom down the stairs.
That's exactly
That's
what
two.
it was. It's two. 2 for 2 now.
No, this is in character making fun of Og.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Still.
I know.
Be nice. Be nice, children.
Alright,
You guys
I
take
am
the
not
right
so weak
path.
for words hurt me.
Yeah, you're weak, all right. You got beat up by a broom.
You guys take the right path, not necessarily the correct path, but the right way. You guys, it goes down for about 50, 60 feet. Not down, but goes straight down.
Yeah,
and then
straight
to
down.
another T.
Enough for the freaking T's, man. Who designed this place?
And off to the left, there is stairs that go down to like an open
landing.
Like an open landing.
Ooh, I like landings.
You can kind of peer into it. It looks like there's some beds and stuff. It looks like a quarters.
Okay.
And then the other side, there's more stairs, but you can kind of tell because it leads back to the larder where you guys are at, or not the larder, the
crypts or whatever.
The dining room that led into the larder.
Okay. I say we check out those barracks. Maybe there could be some information.
Might be able to pick up some weapons there as well if we need some. as we continue through the dungeon that MC Escher
Being
built.
like this sword I got off the wall, everyone was afraid of.
It was a legitimate concern.
That sword is bigger than me.
A lot of things are bigger than you.
But your heart's big, Carl, and that's what matters.
So who was
wow.
Who was up front?
Me.
All right. Before you guys quite get to the tee, I need a perception check.
From just me?
Just the up front.
7 again. I ain't perceptive today.
Okay. So as you are walking, you're kind of just around. You take one step towards like the tee, and the floor gives way.
Oh.
Oh no.
You guys see him go down.
Yip! Yipe!
Oh no! Oh no!
I need to make a would be athletics.
Sure. Just me again?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be 17.
All right, so you will take half of this damage.
Oh,
it's gonna hurt.
It's gonna hurt. It's just not gonna hurt as much. You're tainted.
My knee.
What's your HP?
31.
So you're gonna take half of 10 damage. So take 5.
5. Somebody got a pencil I can steal here.
Dungeon Mom does.
Thank you, Dungeon Mom.
That's just for the fall.
Oh.
Well, shit.
It's a 10-foot drop down, and you notice as you're falling, you're like, oh shit. There's spikes at the sharpened.
Oh no! Oh no!
Hope you got another character lined up.
I'm kind of amazed.
And that is another 12.
Jesus.
So 6 points because you're able. I say
Okay.
With your athletics, you're able to kind of catch yourself so you don't take as much damage, and you're like, oh shit,
so
spikes.
12 total.
How do you partially take damage falling into a hole with spikes at the bottom?
He got spikes.
Very
epic weeb down the wall, just like slowing his fall. You know.
He didn't have an experience with the wrong.
You're not impaled by the spikes,
But he got
a
stabbed.
couple got you in the side,
In the taint.
I'm just gonna yell up from the hole. I'm just gonna yell up from the hole. You might not want to follow this one.
Hey, check it out! It's a new guy we can make fun of. Something embarrassing happened to you.
He didn't get beat up by a broom.
No, he just got stabbed.
Let's not make fun of
Suck
each
it,
other.
cleaning material.
Okay. What's it like at the bottom of that pit? Is it just a pit, or is there like
it's
a way
just
out
a
of
pit.
All right. Well, I have 50 feet of rope in my explorer's pack. So
I think, with all of us, we can just kind of throw
haul
the
my
rope down,
dumb ass back
and
up.
then we can just haul.
We can throw 10 feet of rope down and still have 40 feet to hold on to.
I fell into the pit.
All right, hold on 1 second here. I will need to check something.
My Parks and Rec reference.
Yeah. I'm just throwing Alice in Chains in there. So.
We had a pit for a while downtown.
Okay, that can't be.
The what?
There was a pit downtown by Virtuous Cycles. Do you remember that?
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh yeah,
it's there forever.
Yeah, I did see that actually.
All right.
I was down there yesterday.
I remember that. Yeah.
Hey, I'm Morgan Danielle.
And I'm Luco Blaze.
And you can check us out on www.themetalexperience.com for the latest interviews featuring punk and metal bands from the Chicago area. And on our website, you can read interviews and reviews from bands all over the world in our blog section, either on Reviews from the Crypt or the Let's Chat Q&A sessions.
Also, check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
And remember to keep it metal.
Woo!